What's going on, YouTube? JT Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Batman Detective Comics, issue number 1110. This one is written by Tom Taylor with artwork by Mikel Janin, and this is At Death's Door. So it has to do with that little assassin girl who seems to be the daughter of Brian, this other character that was a member of this kind of foursome group right here between Batman, Green Arrow, Black Canary, and, well, Brian, and they seem to have died in the past, and this seems to be, like, his daughter, who we come to find out is an assassin who's been kind of, like, mind-controlled. It's kind of like the Winter Soldier, where they say certain words that kind of, like, shut them down and stuff, so they've been conditioned to be an assassin with all these crazy skills and abilities. Find out she's some sort of princess as well, and basically, like I said, issue opens up some flashback stuff as well, with Brian helping to save Batman, because Batman's kind of, like, I feel like in some ways they try to keep undermining like Batman's skill sets to kind of make some of these other characters look a little better, such as Brian in here. But, you know, Batman still kind of has his moments sprinkled in throughout to kind of offset some of these things. I feel like he'd be smart enough to kind of avoid a situation like this, where he kind of has his back turned and all that too, like, because he notices everything. But again, it's just a one-off sort of thing. But Brian came in and kind of stopped him from doing his thing as well. So we got that going on there. Green Arrow and Batman, they need to chase after the girl, but they also, Green Arrow had hit her with something to kind of put like a little bit of a tracer on her, and then she of course ended up in the care of Black Canary, and she's trying to be kind, compassionate to this girl, but then she tries to perform some assassin stuff, and they kind of stop her. There's one funny moment where Green Arrow fires a boxing glove and just kind of knocks her down, and he's like, "Oh, didn't catch that one, did you, kid?" That was funny. I like Tom Taylor's writing of Green Arrow in this thing. I think he's really got Ollie's voice down to a T, and they kind of hold back their pursuit for now because they have a tracker on her, so that way they can see exactly where she goes, and she ends up in the outskirts of Gotham with some of those like sort of like rich people like doing their sort of like, you know, the stuff, whatever. Batman is the one who kind of figures out that she's been kind of programmed and has kind of two personalities in a way, but he couldn't figure out the words that kind of basically kind of shut her down and kind of switched her back from assassin to princess. And there's some humorous moments there about Batman kind of sneaking off mid-sentence, and then somebody kind of does that to him. It's kind of like what we saw in the Nolan trilogy, where like Harvey Dent's talking to Gordon, and he's like, "Where'd he go?" And then Gordon's like, "He does that." And then somebody does that to Batman later on in Dark Knight Rises, where he's talking to Catwoman, and then she just kind of vanishes. And he's like, "So that's what that feels like." You know, funny, entertaining stuff right there. Dinah goes in there to talk to this girl, and she's going to try and get her out of the situation. And I like that. Dinah goes in there, starts to kick some ass, and then we get some revelation that Dinah seems to have had something to do with Brian's death or whatever. So as it's kind of alerted there. So she killed your father. Stop lying, but she's not lying about this. I'm so sorry. So we're going to find out more about this Brian character and what happened to like him in regards to his death. So that mystery is kind of unfolding a little bit more, and it seems Dinah may have had something to do with it, and some, well, probably accidental, obviously, but still something. So that's where we're going to find out in the next issue as we unravel this puzzle a little bit more. So artwork by Mikel Janin, what can I say? Really good, fantastic stuff from start to finish. I think this has been a beautifully drawn comic book since he's been working with Tom Taylor. And, you know, in terms of Tom Taylor's books at DC, in terms of the main universe stuff, Detective Comics is the best stuff he's done. So, you know, there's a few things that may have issues with. I'm like, you know, sometimes Batman seems like a little undermined in certain instances. Not to say that Batman can't make mistakes, but I feel like he probably would have noticed or sensed somebody going up to sneak up behind him like that too. But again, everybody, I guess, can have an off day in that too. But, you know, this Brian character is, you know, seems to be kind of good at everything in that regards. But then again, I guess not so much since he supposedly died and all that too, unless maybe he's hiding in the shadows or something like that. I don't know. It's DC. Characters who are seemingly dead come back to life all the time, unless you're Alfred right now, apparently. Which, by the way, I did see something online about them getting a new, like, butler that's like another long-lost daughter of Alfred or something. Why? Why do they need another butler or something like that? And why are we taking away so much of Batman's money? Like, why does he need a butler when he's already, I don't know, rich, and, you know, everyone else has kind of grown up a little bit more too? So I don't get that. That's kind of odd to me. But yeah, all things considered, I still enjoyed this issue, liking what Taylor's doing with this run, and I'm liking the artwork as well. And I enjoy some of the humor sprinkled in with, you know, Green Arrow and Batman and all that too. So like I said, I think it's got a good voice for him, And I'm keen to see what they do with this next issue with the whole Prion thing. But anyways, what did you think of it? Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit the bell for notifications, all that other fun stuff. I'll be back again. I got one more comic book from last week, and then we should be all caught up and good to go. So I'll see you later, everyone. Peace out.